welcome to an actual play of G.O.S.H, which is a solo LARP that I made for when you find yourself in a shopping centre, a shopping mall, and you want to entertain yourself. So we're going to give this a bit of a demonstration. As you can see from the rules, you are the top spy for the Global Organisation for Secret Hijinks, G.O.S.H, and you've been sent to infiltrate the enemy's base. And the way you do this is, in real life, you're in a shopping centre, a shopping mall. But in the fiction, you're a spy, you're an infiltrator, a sabotager, and you're there to find things around this base and then blow them up or steal the data from them or whatever it is you've been sent to do. And each of the things you need to find is a shop in the shopping centre. So, it says, determine exactly what G.O.S.H have sent you to do. Are you there to steal data or items, install bugs, sabotage infrastructure? We're going to do the whole thing, right? We're going to do some destruction, we're going to do some stealing of data, the works. And to do that, we've come here to Chill Factory in Manchester. It's now called the Snow Dome or something like that. This thing was done a little while ago. Now, ordinarily, you would do this in an actual shopping centre, right? I have played this game in an actual shopping centre. It's good fun, but I didn't really want to walk around an actual shopping centre filming, first of all, everything, and secondly, everyone, because I'd have to spend the rest of my life blurring all their faces out, and a lot of shops get, justifiably, a little bit knocked if you walk around the shop filming stuff. So we're going to do a virtual tour, and thank you very much to Chill Factory and Apollo 3D for providing this very nice little clickable walk around of this place. And so we want to start. And as you can see in the instructions, what you do to get started is you generate a letter, and each time you generate a letter, that tells you the sort of place you need to search for in order to sabotage it or steal the data or blow it up in the fiction. So the first letter to be generated, you start with the first letter of your first name. Beyond this, every act of sabotage or infiltration we do will generate the letter for the next one, no problem. But you need one to start with, so you start with the first letter of your first name, which in my case is S for Stuart. So we need to go into the base, prepare yourself, and we're going to find a place beginning with S. Now, conveniently, they've got a bunch of stuff on the outside here. So we're going to pick, I think, Snow and Rock, right? Because our first act of infiltrating these people, the Council for Revenge, Insubordination and Killing Everyone yesterday, we imagine they've got a secret base, like inside a hollowed out mountain in Switzerland or something like that. They've got a monorail and they've got training grounds for all their disposable soldiers who they'll send after us in the war, and they've got computer mainframes with all the details of their dastardly plan and so on. And we've been sent by G.O.S.H to put a stop to this, to find out what's going on, destroy what we can, plant bugs, all of this kind of thing. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to say that we are putting a camera on the entrance to film secret video so we can beam it back via G.O.S.H satellites so we can see who's going in and out of their base. So somewhere called Snow and Rock, we need somewhere with an S in its name because our generated letter is S. So the first place we're going to go to, we can pick anywhere with an S, anywhere in its name. So we could pick this place called Crystal, or we could pick Costa Coffee. We'll pick Snow and Rock for the sake of argument because that feels quite on theme, doesn't it? So in we go. Let us invade the base. Here we go, agents. So we'll step our way through all of this stuff. Can we find Snow and Rock? Quite often, you see, in a shopping centre, you would find that they've got boards up with lists of all the shops and so on inside them. But is that Snow and Rock? It is. Yes, this is Snow and Rock over there. Excellent. So you might need to go and check on the board or on a map on your phone to find the list of shops in this shopping centre in order to go, okay, I need one with an S in it, and then pick one and then head to it. So we're going to go into Snow and Rock. Fortunately, this place, the Snow Centre, Chill Factory, is not that big. So let's have a look. And what we do, once we enter this secret location, which is in our fiction, is around the secret rock entrance to their base, in order that we can plant a camera. First of all, we need to find where to plant the camera, and that's the first step. So each of the steps in this, we need to find something written down. Now that could be the labels on these clothing, for example, or it could be this poster here or this poster here or a big sign above the door or whatever. So what's directly in front of us? Well, this thing that says Rossignol or Rossignol maybe. And so our first step is the search step. So for that we need to identify a sign or a label or a piece of writing that we want to use. And for the search step, this is finding where we're best to place the cameras. We take the fourth letter of that. So in this case, that's R-O-S-S. So our letter now is an S. So we've now identified where we need to place the camera. Now we've got to actually do it. Okay, so for this, we find a second piece of writing anywhere in the store. It doesn't matter where. Like I say, it could be writing on things. Let's go over here. What have we got? Oh, this one seems fine. COVID-19, coronavirus. Ooh. So let's zoom in a bit on that so we can actually see it clearly. I mean, you might actually walk up to it in the actual store. Okay, so because our letter from the Rossignol sign was S, the fourth letter, we need to count S letters into the next piece of writing we pick. So here we go: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S. Gives us a B. Now we skip the dashes and the brackets and the numbers there. If you want to play in hard mode, you are welcome to include brackets, and then if the letter you end up picking is a bracket, you've got to find a store with a bracket in its name. But in practice, what you want to do is just pick the letters. So here, the search step, we use that and we generated the letter S. So then in our next step, to prepare and then infiltrate, we count S letters into the second sign, and that gives us a B. And with that, we have successfully completed this task. So we have planted a camera on the entrance to their snowy base in order to film secret video and beam it back to G.O.S.H satellites, okay? And the letter we have generated is a B. So for that, B is what dictates the next store that we need to find. So we need to identify a store with a B in its name and go there for our second task. So thank you very much, Snow and Rock. Let's leave here and let's go find a store with a B in it. What have we got? And there's Subvert directly across the way. Okay, so let's go in there. Now, ordinarily, if you were playing, you might want to go and find a map at this point. You might want to look around, find other stores. You don't have to go in the first one you see. You can go in any one you like. We're going to go in here because this is a demonstration. So we're going to go into Subvert. So let's look. Oh, there's actually less in the way of writing in here. Can we see any of the writing on the clothes? Or what? Oh, here's a massive great big thing up the top. Okay, so let's go with Subvert. So again, remember, this is the search step. So we take the fourth letter of the bit of writing that we choose. So that's S-U-B-V. Okay, so now we need to find another piece of writing, and we need to pick the Vth letter out of it. So we've now identified what we can do. So we're going to, this is a job to plant viruses in their supercomputer, okay? So in order to plant viruses in their supercomputer, we'll have a look to find a second piece of writing. So what's that yellow thing over there? That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Let's go and look at that. Can we read that? Let me see if, oh, no, we want to go one along, do we? I think. Let's go there. And then can we read it from there? Yes, we can. So we need the Vth letter from this in order to, we've now found the mainframe, and now we need to actually hack into it. So this is, we need the Vth letter of this. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V. And that gives us a C. So our next generated letter is a C. So we need to go and find a store with a C in it. So we've done 2 acts of sabotage. We put a camera on the entrance and we planted viruses in their supercomputer. So now, got to get out of here. So let's go and find the next task, which is a store with a C in it. So out we go, out of Subvert. Thank you very much. All your clothing looks great. Well done. What have we got next? So let's go. What's down here? Is there anything around here? What's up this way? So we need a C. So, oh, Crystal Ski Holidays. Okay, fine, fair enough. In we go. So our next task, we're going to sabotage their snow equipment, right? They're obviously training in the mountains, so they've got a lot of snow equipment and stuff like that. So we're going to go into Crystal Ski Holidays. That's going to be their snow equipment store, and we're going to sabotage it. What have we got here? So reach new heights. That looks good, doesn't it? So we look at that, and we need to pick the fourth letter. So first step is always pick the fourth letter of the first bit of writing. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's another C actually. So then, well, let's look down the far end of the store, see what else there is down here. Is there anything behind this desk that we can read? Not really. Oh, well, okay, so there you go. So there's exit only on the thing. Now, we know we're looking for the Cth letter, the third letter on this thing. So we can pick a relatively short piece of writing. If it was a V like the last one, then we wouldn't want to pick this. And you don't have to pick the first thing that you see. You're allowed to look at it. You shouldn't really carefully read a thing and then decide to discard it. You should really pick a thing and then go for it. But you can tell just by looking at exit only that it's got more than C, more than 3 letters, so we can go for that. So let's go with the C letter on that, which A, B, C is an I. Okay, so we've now got our next letter, which is an I. We have successfully sabotaged their snow equipment store. Right, so the next time they take the skis out in order to practice, they'll blow up or something. Pretty cool. So let's go out of here and on to our next task. If I can get out of this store. What have we got out here? So we zoom back out again. So what's further down this way? So we need somewhere with an I in it, and here is the lift up. Okay, cool. That looks good. So cafe and bar. So now we're going to plant bugs in the base, in the cafeteria base. Yeah. So we're going to bug the cafeteria where all the soldiers and everything are having conversations, so we can work out what's going on. So we need to pick some writing. Here's the Wi-Fi thing. Let's pick that. So again, the search stage. First stage, we need the fourth letter of the bit of writing we find. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's an I. So now we need another bit of writing. What have we got? There's this thing about face covering. Oh, here's a little picture of a guy. Who's this? This is Downhill Dave, I think it says. Yeah, Downhill Dave. And we need the ith letter. Remember, we got I from Wi-Fi. So now we need the ith letter of this. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So that's a D. So we've now successfully planted bugs in the cafeteria, and we've generated our next letter, which is a D. So that's, the ith letter of this is a D, the D of Dave. So now we need to find a store with a D in it. So what we've got outside, again, you can consult your map here if you want to, but I'm just going to look and go, look, this place called Dare to Be right across the way, and that's got a D in it. So let's go in there. It doesn't have to be at the beginning, but in this particular case, it is. So remember that while you're playing this game, you might just be in a store on your own, no problem at all. If you find yourself in a shopping centre and you've got a couple of hours to kill, then you can play G.O.S.H, but you like. But a lot of people might find themselves in a shopping centre with someone else, but they are looking to entertain themselves while they're there. So hard mode for this is to attempt to play G.O.S.H without the other person you're with knowing that you're doing it. So let's have a look for something around here. What's this blue thing here? And that one's covered up. Let's pick this one. Right, so we want the fourth letter of this. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's an N. Okay, so for this, we're gonna sabotage their monorail control machine. Right, obviously a decent supervillain base has got a monorail in it, and we're going to go and find the machine and sabotage it. So now with the search step, we've identified a letter N from this. So we have found the machine that controls the monorail. So now we're going to sabotage it. So we need some more writing, and here's a massive picture of Jensen Button. Hello, Jensen Button. Let's go and use that. So looking pretty good, Jensen. So here we need the nth letter. So that's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N. So that's actually another D. So the letter we've generated from this is another D. We need to find another store with a D in it. But now we've planted bombs in the monorail control machine, which we'll be able to set off as we leave the base. And now we need to go and find another store with a D in it. Now, technically, you are allowed to reuse stores that you've already been to. It's better if you don't, because it's more entertaining and more fun that way. But some shopping malls, some shopping centres don't have that many shops in, or there may not be that many with your letter, your target letter in. So you are allowed to reuse them, but you should avoid it. But you certainly can't use the shop you're already in. So even though we've generated a D, and even though Dare to Be, the name of the shop, has a D in it, you do really have to go somewhere else. You can't stay in the same shop. 2 goes on the bounce. So let's go and have a look and see what else there is. Crystal, we've been in there, and we've been in the lift, whatever it was called, that cafeteria place. So what's further up here? There's Subvert. We've been in that as well. This is Nando's. Oh, they've got a D in. Excellent. There's a D in Nando's. So in we go, and we don't seem to be able to go any further in than this on this particular visualization. So okay, so I guess we just pick this. So here, remember the search step. We're going to bug the boardroom where Dr. Evil and the rest of the terrible council plan their evil, nefarious deeds. So we're going to plant bugs in the boardroom, and first of all, we've got to find the boardroom. So this is the search step. We take the fourth letter. 1, 2, 3, 4 is a G. And then, since we can't go any further, we might as well pick this. So we've now found the boardroom. Can we successfully plant the bugs? And that's going to be taking the D letter, no, the G letter. We got G from here. 1, 2, 3, 4 is a G. So now we need to pick the G letter of this. A, B, C, D, E, F, G is an A. So we've now successfully bugged the boardroom. And now that's our 6th store. We only need to get 7. So we've done 6. We're now going to do our 7th store and then escape the base. So let's go and find somewhere with a B, C, D, E, F, G with an A in its name. Now, if you can't find anywhere with an A in its name, then you lose. You are captured. You have failed your mission. In this case, there's probably going to be shops with A in, and again, we could go in Crystal, but we've been there before. So let's go somewhere else and see what else we've done. Is there anything we can get to down here? What's down here at the end? Is that Paul's? Paul's ice cream. Yep, so that's got an A in it. So we're going to go into Paul's for our last thing. We haven't been captured. We've managed to find a store with it in. But woe betide you if you come up with a Z or an X or something like that as one of the letters on the thing. But that's the risk you take. Now, we could use these things on the outside here, but it's not really reasonable to stand outside of the shops. You've got to go in, right? You're trying to infiltrate the base. So let's go in here for our final attack. What have we got at the end? Oh, cool, there's a lot of Italian writing on the walls. Let's do this. Let's use that. So our search step, we're going to find our final task. And we need the 4th letter of this. That's Villaggio. So that's V-I-L-L is an L. So we've done that. We now need to complete our final task, which is hopefully to actually blow up the core part of the base itself. So we need to find another piece of writing. What have we got? There's a big thing that says Paul's on there. Let's go for that. And we need the elf letter of it. So let's bring that up. And it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. And our final letter is an A, which we don't actually need because we've now completed our final task. And now we need to escape. So once we've left the shopping mall, we have won. So we head out into the wide blue yonder and we trigger the mines on the way out. And we run out the door. And thank you very much, the Chill Factory. That was G.O.S.H. The link is in the description to download it for yourself on itch.io. I've been Stuart Langridge. Thank you very much.